Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new ground to walk upon, the summer update from the Sings with Trees YouTube channel. I'm Aislinn Kerckhaert. I'm an initiated Kontomblé voice diviner, and today I'm going to be sharing some messages from my guides who are the Kontomblé. These are the little people from the Dagara Tribe in Burkina Faso, West Africa. Their wisdom and teachings and traditions were brought to the West by Elder Malidome Somé. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing some messages that come from them directly through the form and the art of voice divination, and that will be toward the midpoint of this video where you'll be hearing an excerpt of a divination directly. But before we get there, I'm going to share some of the teachings and some of the wisdom that they've been bringing forward and bringing to the forefront of my awareness in the recent weeks and past few months that want to be spoken and shared and brought forward. So whenever I make a video like this, it's because they've let me know that they want this message to be shared. They want you to hear it. They know that you're out there. They know that you're listening. If you've met the Contomblé before, if you've heard from them before, they want to talk to you, right? And there's all kinds of ways that they can talk to you and probably are continually talking to you in the experience of your life, out in nature, through your subtle awarenesses, through your senses. And also it's nice to hear from them directly every once in a while, to really hear the messages come through in their tongue and in their language. If you're new to the Contomblé, you might not know exactly what I'm talking about yet, but you will soon. And that comes when you experience the voice divination, where I'm bringing their voices through my voice. I'm bringing through their ancient mother tongue, their ancient language, and I'm translating that into English. So it's pretty fun to be a diviner and walk this path with the little people, because there's a lot of different ways that they'll communicate with me, just as there's lots of ways that they communicate with all of us. Through, as I was saying, the subtle senses, through being out in nature or in meditation, and also in more funny, more direct ways. As a diviner, I'm also a student and a mentee of theirs. And part of what I'm expressing and sharing with you as this message from me is the way, kind of what's stewing inside the cauldron of my own experience. So it's me taking these teachings, or rather receiving them, and then bringing forward what it is stirring up in me. And I'm expressing this in this way because I want you to know that when you hear their messages, the first associations that come forward for you, the first things that you think of, the images that it stirs up, that's the truth for you. And in time, as those seeds continue to find their way into the body and find their way into the parts of us where they want to burrow down and be planted and germinate, those associations and understandings might change or grow or shift over time. So just as you are going to have your associations and your understandings, I'm going to have my own, and I'm sharing some of them with you now, not to say this is the end-all be-all truth and translation of what they're bringing through, but to kind of offer it up as an ingredient in the pot that can spark something for you. Maybe you'll be like, oh, I didn't think of it in that way, or perhaps you did, and it will be like a deepening of the conversation. So it's as if we're able to be in conversation around these teachings that they're bringing forward, right? So the little people, while their teachings may be silly, while their teachings may be coddled in riddle and rhyme, they can go quite deep and they can be quite resounding. And what I mean by that is that it resounds, it vibrationally moves through our neurology and our nervous system and our physical DNA in a way that affects change, in a way that makes waves, right? In a way that really can make a difference in our lives. And so if you're hearing them for the first time, just notice how it feels to have that move through your body and through your system. For some people, hearing them the first time can bring up a cacophony of reactions and responses in the form of negative conditioning coming forward, or doubt, or heaviness, or something like this, right? For others, it might be very emotional. And so I'm just sharing about this because wherever you are in your journey with them and in your experience of receiving from them, it's helpful to just acknowledge this whole process and acknowledge the journey that you've been on, right? So anyway, this topic of a new ground to walk upon is something that they've been talking about for a long time. And in fact, many of the messages that they bring through in this divination that they want me to share with you today are things that they have been sharing over the years, many times with individuals and in groups. And they're kind of like these larger themes. And I think part of why they want them to come forward now is because it's a reminder of the necessity of these messages. Last spring in particular, there was a sort of a shout out from them about this idea of there being a new ground for us to walk upon, and this new ground emanating up from within Mother Earth's core. They're talking about the Shakti life force energy coming up out of the core of the earth, and in particular vibrating and earthquaking through the places deep within the earth's mantle and crust and the ocean floor. And this is important to know for anyone who's on the healing path or anyone who's on the oracular path, because of course our bodies, our physical vessels, and the body of our Earth Mother are mirrors to one another. They are mirrors. They are more than that too. They are kind of like motherboards, like motherboards of the mothership. And when we change something in our body, we're also changing something in the earth, and vice versa. When we're able to go into these more etheric levels of the earth and affect change through ritual, through offerings, through prayer, we'll see a reverberation and a ripple out in the physical realm through our physical bodies. So when they start talking about this new ground to walk upon, they're talking about something coming up, rippling up and out of the earth, and also rippling up and out of the other world. That could be something to support us in a way that we were never supported before. And there's kind of two paths to that. Yes, in a way we were never supported before, but also in a way that is perhaps very reminiscent of and evocative of ancient times and ancient ways. And so this is where I get into the conversation of plasma. Plasma, which they are bringing forward as one of the topics in this divination. And so I want to talk just a little bit about plasma, and what does plasma have to do with this new earth, this new ground to walk upon? Well, I think what they're saying is, what if this new ground is indeed physical, but it's kind of physical. I'm sorry, I'm just feeling their energy and feeling like physical to like the nth degree. Like it's a new experience of the physical that's available to us that wasn't available before because of the awakening that's happening deep within us. And not only deep within us, but rippling out throughout the collective and through our Earth Mother. And so again, I come back to plasma. And so plasma is the fourth stage of matter. There's solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. So all of the elements can have their expression in plasma. However, this is something that we aren't really taught, or like we don't go over that much in grade school, and we're kind of, in fact, taught to ignore this. Right, in the Western world and modern cultures and traditions, we're pretty much taught that if we can't see it, it's not here, it's not real. But even modern science has caught up and moved way beyond that and knows that if we can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not here. And that's where plasma comes in, because you can have any type of physical matter in its plasma state is going to be something beyond what maybe our normal eyes and ears and nose and senses have been trained or conditioned to perceive and to receive. However, this is changing because as we awaken, our plasmic bodies are coming more online. Our plasmic bodies, which is just another way of saying our luminous energy field and the various layers of our astral bodies, they're coming more online, they're becoming more awakened, and they're also becoming more strengthened in their coupling to the physical body. So what do I mean by that? That different aspects of our identities throughout time and space, throughout lifetimes, are being invited back in and structurally coupled to the physical body in a way that maybe wasn't available on this planet for a really long time. For many of us in this on this path of healer or rememberer or light worker, what have you. And so as our plasma bodies are awakening and our DNA strands are activating and we're remembering what the DNA structure of the ancients was once like, because the ancients, including those who built this realm, including our ancestors who were the predecessors of the physical realm, including the violet-hearted ones, which is how the Contomblé have referred to them, including our Lemurian or Mu ancestors. Many of them were existing in the plasmic form. Their bodies were more plasma than they were physical. And so as our plasma bodies are awakening, we're remembering that those ancient DNA configurations, and we're also in a way, maybe not reinventing, but there's a new template awakening or a new way of organizing these things becoming available to us, because where we are on this planet has where we are on in our journey as a collective with this planet has never been before. That's the best way of saying it. It's never been this way before. So we are also changing. And plasma is also the easiest state of matter for spirit to become physicalized in. Plasma is the easiest stage of matter for spirit to step into our experience. And so if you're one of these souls who sees orbs and colors and flashes of light, the way it's been described to me from my guides is that you're seeing plasma. You're seeing light moving through that sort of that expression of physical reality that we're normally taught not to see. So this is a realm, not only a stage of matter, but a realm in which we are meant to engage, and we have been conditioned to not engage with it. And that has been a robbery of our inherent gifts as children of this earth, of as children being born into this experience in life. And I say children very specifically because there is a heart of the child within each and every one of us who went through this type of experience of having that robbed or taken away. Fortunately, there are those who are coming in today, those young ones who are coming in, who are selecting the more conscious parents who are able to give them something close to the opposite of that experience. And that is my wish, my dream, and my hope for many, many children who are coming in the generations to come. So, back to plasma. What else is there to say about plasma? Just a note of awareness that this thing that we've been told and conditioned through all sorts of obvious things like GMOs and pesticides and media and so on to believe isn't there. We can also be conditioned through the plasmic state, through that realm. And that happens frequentially, that happens energetically. So it's more important now, more than ever before, to really pay attention to those subtle feelings, those subtle awarenesses. Because if you have that feeling that there's something showing up in your experience or showing up in your field, another way that I like to refer to it is tapping on your field. Like it can feel like your literal state of well-being and peace of mind is getting knocked. It's often because there's some type of inorganic form or matter coming through in that plasma stage or plasma state from the realm of spirit. And so something that I've been playing with is just being very aware of that and discerning that if something isn't matching the frequency of my heart, or even better, the frequency of my womb, of what it feels like to really be anchored in the nourishing energies of the earth, to really be anchored in Mother Earth's womb, in her organic timeline, then I ask that energy, or maybe more directly, just tell it to go, to return to source, or for any aspects of it that have come from other realms, other planetary systems that were taken without consent, to be returned, if that's for what is for the highest good. So that's just a little note about a tool that I've been playing with that I wanted to share with you that you can use too. And it's important to know that our intent, our will of intent, can have an effect on these realms. Just because we can't see it all the time doesn't mean that if we have the intention won't affect it. So have faith, have courage in yourself. Know that above all, you are empowered to have the effect on your reality. And one of the best ways that we can do this is through trust, through trusting ourselves, through trusting our relationships to our team, our spiritual allies, and also our relationships to the earth. And so how we support ourselves in finding this new ground to walk upon, because it is here waiting for us to walk upon it, is by being in nature, being in the forest, being by the river, being with those trees that are your friends and your allies, making offerings, tending relationships, being with the plants, even ingesting the plants. And this doesn't have to be in the form of a plant medicine that is an entheogen or something that is super transformative to your awareness. It can just be, drinking an herbal infusion or nibbling on mint leaf from your garden, noticing what's around you. These beings are also receiving these influxes of energy from Mother Earth's core. They are an expression of her. They're being sort of filled out and fueled up with that Shakti life force coming up and out of her. And so when we spend time engaging with them, ingesting, giving, and receiving, being in a state of reciprocity, they are also assisting us and supporting us in finding that new ground or that new web to walk upon. And the fungi nation is also a part of this, of course, which the Kontomblé will mention in the divination. So there's all kinds of ways that we can interrelate and play with how we interrelate. And as we do this, we are building this web more strongly, more strongly, more strongly. So I believe that is complete. Let me see if there's any last messages they wanted me to include there. I think that we are complete. I will share that I have a new offering, a new program that is enrolling right now. It's called The Nectar and the Vessel. And this is a mentorship program. It's a 12-week journey devoted to awakening the oracular body within. And so this is for healers, for diviners, for seers, for space holders who are ready to go through this journey of awakening the parts of themselves and calling back the parts of themselves that are ready to be coupled to the physical in a whole new way. And part of this journey is moving through 5 sacred ceremonies that are built around 5 rituals that came to me to support this process of opening the oracular channel, but not just opening, coaxing into awareness, structurally coupling to the physical body in a way that is safe and sanctioned and grounded, and anchoring that channel into Mother Earth's timeline, being very intentional about what, and why we are opening this. So it's a really special journey. The rituals are very feminine in nature. They're all about awakening your wise woman awareness, your wise woman self, and also softening into the sensuality of the feminine experience. So you can learn more about the Nectar and the Vessel at my website, singswithtrees.com. As I mentioned, it's currently enrolling, and it's going to be such a beautiful and blessed journey. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you enjoy this message from the Kontomblé. If you're new to them, this would be a great time for those new and those familiar to press pause and set out some offerings if you haven't already, because the Kontomblé love offerings and it's part of the journey of reciprocity with them. So you can offer some honey, some wine or spirits, some nuts and seeds or candies. They love sweets. If you don't have any food or drink like that on hand available, they also like gemstones and crystals being offered back to the earth, things like that, coins. So see what comes to you, what sparks as an offering, and you can set that out and then return that to the earth later after receiving their messages. And as you listen, it might be nice to close your eyes or lie down, whatever feels comfortable to you, to really be in that receiving state. Probably not best to listen while driving. We'll just say that. All right, so thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'm sending you all lots of love, and I hope that I get to see you soon one day. And until then, so it is. Thank you. We're saying the field is strong, the connection is strong. The field is strong, and so the connection is long. When we long for connection, It can be a strong connection. When we sit with sisters who long for connection to their sacred divinity, who long for connection to the wholeness of their hearts. Within that longing, there is something strong. It's interwoven with courage. It's interwoven with faith. It's interwoven with surrender. And it's interwoven with place. When we face the places within us that have been dismembered, when we face the places within us that have been forgotten, we begin the process of sacred reclamation. Sacred reclamation. Coming into ancient vibration. They say the daughters of the rose, the daughters of the way, the daughters of the Tao, the daughters are no longer prey. No longer will they be prey. No longer will they play the role of the viscous victim, the vicious victim, the vicious victim. This is why we've been speaking of the viscosity of trust. Trust is a nectar that lives in the marrow of our bones. Trust is a nectar that lives in the central channel of our home. Trust. It's viscous. Trust. It's a nectar. It will not be siphoned into a vector. It will not be infected. With the seeds of insemination of doubt. They say the seeds of insemination. Living on inside the radiation. Of doubt. They say the energy of doubt is directly related to the level of radiation emanating on the planet. They say we cannot say this enough. If you want to free yourself of doubt, you must eradicate that which would radiate in a reverse access from the heart of the mother. Such is the technology of radiation. It would reverse you from the heart of the mother. Reverse the curse of the reverse. Reverse. As in reweave the ancient verses of the mother. This we cannot say enough. This we cannot bring through enough. Reweave. Believe. In the ancient verses of the mother. This is a message for all her daughters. On behalf of we, her children. On behalf of we, her children. Live within the heart of the bee, the heart of the bee, the heart of the bee. For alive within the heart of the hive, the emerging consciousness of the mother. So they say continue to soften. Continue to release. Continue to. Continue to unravel disease. Continue to unravel disease. And you will travel with ease. Unravel disease. Travel with ease. Travel with ease. Travel with ease. They say the plastic has become plasmic. The plastic has found its way into the plasmic. They say, what do you think this obsession with Barbie is all about? It's a shout out to the layers of doubt. Now making way through the plasmic plastic. The neuroplasticity. The neuroplastic. Don't allow your plasm to become plastic. They say new technologies are emerging at this time. From the heart of the mother. From the wombs of the children. That's meaning you and me and me and you. For we are all her children, Mother Earth's children. New technologies are emerging. From our wombs. From our ancestral bellies. To counter. That which is drastic, which lives in the plastic, the drastic plastic. They say the drastic plastic. They say if you want to reclaim your plasm, or your plasma, who do you call? Ghostbusters? Who do you call? Ghostbusters. They say, who do you call? You call the mycelium. If you want to unwind the plastic in your plasma, you call Ghostbusters. You call their undercover form, which is the mycelium. They say for the mycelium knows the ghost busting ways. The mycelium knows the interplanetary plays that have been playing out throughout our days. Since the ancient times of the mother, long ago. Before even Atlantis, the beginning ages. Before even Lemuria. Long ago. When the wings of the butterfly were woven. Were the wings of the butterfly of this world and the butterfly of the other world. Were intact when they were one vessel. When they were one vessel. Long ago. When they were one vessel. They say, the mycelium know this time. For their consciousness birthday. What about the baby dodo? They say the grandmothers, the grandfathers of the mycelium. Or they're not necessarily of this realm. They're not necessarily of this earthly realm. Yet none other know her so intimately. They say they are the energies of earth and star combined and aligned, earth and star combined and aligned, earth and star combined and aligned throughout. The travails of time. So if you're attempting to piece yourselves back together again, if you're attempting to find peace, among your inner earth selves, among the inner earth elves, you can start by making an offering to the mycelium. They love the offerings of sound. The sound that's found in the ground. For Mother Earth is always singing. They say, this the trees know, this the trees know, this the trees know. This the trees show, this the trees show, this the trees show. Through their roots unfurling. Through their roots unfurling. Through their leaves, bending and curling. Cupping the sweetness of the morning dew. The sweetness that the morning brings, is always alive in you. And this we know, will continue to show you. We will always pray that this will grow in you, grow in you. The sweetness of the morning, it lives in you. There is a sweetness to those who mourn. For they offer up the nectar of their tears to those who came before. And so if you wish to close a leaky door, offer your tears to the mycelium. That will close the cellar door. And so that's the song that they sing for you. And to the mycelium too. They offer you this wisdom today. They offer you this medicine with which to pray. This Kontomblé says, put these seeds into your satchel and ride the horse of becoming. Make sure that you have all of your tools near. Put all your tools on your tool belt. But most of all, turn on the tool of your ear. Because those tools won't matter if you won't hear. Those tools won't matter. They won't come into matter. They don't want to infuse matter with intention. If you don't hear. So keep on listening. Because we're always near. Keep looking for us. Inside the cosmic blue. Look for us in the raindrops. And look for us inside A morning dew. Thank you, Contombe. Thank you. Thank you.